Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So as a beginner, you might get confused when automating the sliders in Playwright. You might be thinking that you should drag and drop. You might fill it. You might be thinking to validate the values manually, right? So there's so much confusion around this one. So in this video, I will show you the easiest and the most professional way to automate the sliders with the proper assertions using the Playwright Python. So let's begin. For this particular demo, I will be using this particular website, and this is the functionality. You can drag and drop and the value gets changed based on your drag and drop. Now, if I refresh this one, so basically the default or the current value is 25. Now we need to automate this one and simply just go to the PyCharm. Let me create one new Python file. Let me name it as test underscore slider. And now let's copy few lines of code. So let me copy these ones from here and go back here, paste it over here. First, let's change the name of this particular test. So I will say test underscore slider. And we also need to change the URL. So go back here, copy this one and come back to PyCharm. Change the URL. We are using the intentional wait over here so that we can see the execution in happening. But in the real examples or the real-time scenarios when you're working on the real projects, we don't use these timeouts. Here, just to demonstrate you so that you can see how the execution works, that's why we are using this particular timeout over here. Now, once we are on this particular page, the first thing is that we need to locate this locator, right? And here, we go back here. So this is a slider. So just right click on this one, go to inspect, and here we scroll up. So it has an ID. So when ID is available, so simply I can write a CSS selector using the hash. So I'll copy this one from here and go back here, and I will create a variable slider, and inside this I will basically save this locator. So page dot locator, and here we can write a CSS selector with the hash and the value. Now we have located this slider. So the first verification we need to do here is that we need to verify a default value of this slider. So if I go back here and show you, so as soon as I refresh this one, so default or the current value is 25. So first verify this thing on your test. So go here and simply write expect and then slider dot to have to underscore have underscore value. So we need to verify the value of this slider, and we are expecting a value to be 25, right? This is a very easy thing. We can easily verify this one. Now, if I go here, so this is the default value or the current value. So using expect to have a value, we can verify this value. So you don't need to go here, locate this one, and then verify that this value is 25. So when we are working with the sliders, we can directly verify the value of that slider. Now, just go back here, just execute this test and see what happens. So simply run this one in the headed mode. So test underscore slider in the headed mode, and let's see what happens. So go to this particular page, default value is 25, and you see that our test got passed. And let me show you, if I change this value, then what happens. So if I go here and run this one, so this time the test should fail because the slider value is 25 and we are expecting it to be 26. So test should fail in this case, right? So yes, the test got failed and we are expecting to value have 26, but the actual value we received is 25. So this means that our assertion is working fine. And this also proves that we don't need to verify through this particular text. We can directly verify through this slider. Now, let's change the value and again verify the value which we are expecting. Okay. So, and again, very easy, simply using slider, then dot fill, and whatever the value you want to fill, for example, I will say 80, and it will fill the value to the 80. Now again, I put some additional weight so that we can see the execution in the real time. And once this one, so we have to assert the value. So after changing the value, we need to verify that the value is changed to 80. Now, let's run this one and see what happens. So it's a 25. Then the value should be changed to 80, right? And now current value is 80 and it got verified. Now, when you are working with the sliders, so we also need to verify the edges, like the complete edge on the right or on the left. So for example, if I go here, so this is the left, most left side, and the value is 0. And similarly, the most right value is 100. So when you're working with the sliders, ensure that you can scroll through this from starting point to end point. So you need to verify both the edges. Okay. So come back here and simply we know that it's starting from 0. So this one, and then copy this line of code, paste it over here, and then again let me put some additional weight. So copy this one, paste this one here, and after 0, let's change it to 100. And now let's change or verify this one. And here value should be 100, right? So again, let me put some weight after changing the value and we'll see what happens over here. So let's run this one and see what happens. After this, I will also show you if the value is not from 0 to 100, then what happens over here. Okay. So you see that it go to 0, then 100. So it will verify both the edges. So our test case got passed. Now, what I'll do is that let's copy this one, paste this one, and change is to 110. Now, this is a value outside the slider, right? And I will try to verify this one. But before that, again, let me put some intentional weight over here and see what happens. So let me update this one. And now let's run this one. So what will happen, you will see right now. So if you give a value outside the slider value, then you will see what will happen now. So 80, 0, 100, and then it should try for 110. And now the slider doesn't have a value more than 100. So we are trying for 110. So that's why the test got failed over here, right? This means that we cannot provide a value outside the value which sliders need. So sliders start from 0 to 100. So value should be between that. So in this particular tutorial, what we did is that we just located the slider. We verified the default value. We changed the value through dot fill to 80 first. Then we waited for 3 seconds. Then we validate this value we change it to 0 so that we can verify the starting point of that slider, the edge cases, and then same for the 100. And we also tried with 110 value, which doesn't exist in these. So in this scenario, obviously it should fail.